What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of Bleach. This week's chapter 610, Mausoleum of Skulls. Now, this was quite a wordy chapter. There wasn't much action in it, and when I initially read it, I'm not gonna lie, I was slightly disappointed. I was thinking this chapter was lacking, but I read it again, I actually did enjoy it because I feel like we needed a wordy chapter to fully understand, the A ability, the Almighty, and it is kind of explained out quite well. And I think it's also hinting at what the Almighty might not be able to work against, and I'll reveal that towards the end. So we get like a personal commentary from Yhwach himself, who always is praising, the Majesty Yhwach himself as this divine person. And the way he's describing it to Uru always makes me laugh, because he's like, our prayers have been revealed after 1,000, or have been answered after 1,000 years, and things like that. And I'm just laughing because I'm thinking maybe he's a bit too of a worshipper, and he can end up trying to stab Yhwach in his back later down in the line, because he always seems so positive towards him. But anyway, as I said, he explains that Yhwach usually has his eyes closed when he's fighting. So apparently up to this point, if I'm correct, he's been fighting with his eyes closed, not literally, but metaphorically, in terms of the power. The Almighty is sealed. So we get the same monologue we had before, that over the 1,000 years prior, 900 years for Yhwach to resurrect, 90 to regain his intellect, 9 years to regain his power. And apparently during that 9 years, he refrained from using the Almighty until now, because he would have lost all control over it completely. It would have just like blew up back in his face in that regard, and he would have been unable to absorb the power of the Stone Rays that we saw in a few chapters ago. So this power seems like he needs to be at 100% and regain everything before he can use it. So it seems like that time is now, and the 9 years is up literally, so he's now using the Almighty. And the form is quite weird. It's making me have some Aizen vibes when I look at him, because he looks like he's got the whole Aizen makeover with his eyes. Yhwach now, from what I've seen, looks like he's got 3 pupils in each eye, and these eyes apparently allow him to see the future, as he stated before. And as he said to Ichibei last time before he stabbed him, so he's pulled the sword out of Ichibei now, who's pretty much in shock. And we even have Yhwach now being on the arrogant retorts this time, instead of Ichibei saying, "You must be wondering, how did I break out the seal? How am I still alive? Why did he get me?" And he explains the Almighty has basically made him unbeatable now, because he can see everything in the future, and everything he sees in the future, he can understand it. So seeing Ichibei's ability has made him understand it, and he makes all known abilities, such as Ichibei's, in a sense, his own ally. So it's like he's become immune to it, in a sense. He's like, your ability can't work on me now. There's nothing you can do, because I possess it in a sense, as it's my ally, because I know what it is, I understand it. You can't do anything. So at this point, most people would have lost their resolve. But you gotta love Ichibei. I think this is why I said his psychotic nature is very interesting, because it kind of shows up in this fight and helps him keep his resolve. And he's like, you think you're gonna kill me? I'm still going to beat you. I can still beat you with my ability. And he points out that Yhwach still has black on him, and he starts to gather lots of black and darkness to summon up a new part of a new construct for using these Bankai, and it's called Futen Tai Satsuro. I think I pronounced that right, which is like the black mausoleum of non-revival or non-resurrection. And it looks really good when he builds it. It's this pure black mausoleum. It looks menacing, and the name non-reincarnation pretty much makes its point across, that this is a tomb for Yhwach. He's not going to leave this place. And I definitely enjoyed this part when Ichibei was creating this, because he's summoning up as much darkness and blackness as he can, and it seemed like the chants was similar to when the Shinigami do kidos, like when that Aizen was making a level 90 ki hardo, he's casting or chanting as much words as possible. And this was similar to Ichibei, and he even goes further as drawing some of the black into the cups that they drink tea from, and he drinks it, and it's like he's splashing all the paint around, and it's like his own personal ritual to build this mausoleum. And Ichibei is crazy powerful. I mean, his ability is crazy that he apparently to create this mausoleum, he stole 100 knights from Soul Society 100 years into the future. So I'm just imagining 100 years in the future now, there's going to be no knights for 100 years in Soul Society. I'm just thinking this guy literally meant that all the darkness is his, all the black, all the darkness, he controls it. And I'm thinking, so he can steal blackness and darkness from the future as well. I just wish we could see more of his ability before he's his demise. And I definitely loved how morbid he was when he was revealing to Yhwach that this will take away everything from you. You'll die basically a long, painful and lonely death, and he'll live in a pitch black hell of eternal darkness forever. And as I said, this more or less showcases Ichibei's dark, sadistic nature. But Yhwach, big bad boss, enemy, doesn't seem to care. He says, I don't think you understood me. Everything that comes into my field of vision becomes powerless. I've seen it now, it does nothing, I understand it. And he's like, he will be the one to take everything away from Ichibei before blasting him. And I was just like, oh my god, one-shotted. I did not want to see that, but it had to be done. It was leading up to this. Ichibei, in a sense, is unfortunately the plot device to move the story along. He's there to show how strong Yhwach is, and how Haxi's ability is. So when Ichigo comes along, he's gonna curb stomp him eventually towards the end of the series. It's that whole building up the suspense. Like, this guy's that powerful. He beat Ichibei, who's so powerful. Now someone else is gonna have to be really powerful to beat him. It's that kind of leveling up and tallying up powers in a way. But I can't be. Obviously, I'm upset. Ichibei's most likely dead. But at the same time, his fight with Yhwach was brilliant. Seeing his character, all his abilities, everything was shown, so I can't be disappointed. It wasn't like kind of like with Unohana where she was kind of done and that was it. We didn't see much of her Bankai or anything else, and I feel like she was a wasted character. But Ichibei, I feel like he's done his dues if he is gone. And as I said, he was the final pillar, the barrier to protect the Soul King from Yhwach, and now Yhwach is pretty much cleared that hurdle. He's free to go and do as he pleases. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this chapter. As I said, we both have these two menacing people. Even Yhwach, I feel like I didn't speak about him enough. When he stated to Ichibei that he's no longer nameless, his face looks so menacing with the three pupils in him, and he's like, my name is Yhwach, I'll be the one to take everything from you. That was really good. I definitely like the artwork and the whole menacing feeling from both of them. But as I was saying at the beginning of this review, I feel like he's the almighty ability might actually have a weak point. He said that there was 5 war potentials at the beginning of this war, and we were told 3 of them, Ichigo, Kenpachi and Aizen, and there's still 2 more to see. Ishtar could be one of them, because this is his arc, and I feel like Juha gained him so he couldn't be used against him or something like that, even though I feel Ishtar is going to try and kill him towards the end of the series. But I feel like the Almighty might not actually work on these 5 war potentials, and that might be part of the key to beating him. I don't know, but that's what I think anyway. So that's probably his weakness. But either way, as I said, enjoyed this chapter. Think the wordy chapter was needed to explain the Almighty, and I enjoyed it. So if you guys enjoyed this chapter, let me know what you think in the comment box below, and I'll speak to you guys next week. So take care.